What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, y'all, man, I've been seeing a lot of people say this. The Joe Budden podcast, I saw the title of their video basically saying like, Akademiks, DJ Akademiks I'm talking about. He always picks on women. He only picks on women. He only act tough with women. Women are his main target and he got something against women. He hates women, etc., etc. Right? Now, like, listen, man, I don't agree with everything that DJ Akademiks does. I think he does some things the wrong way, and sometimes I think he does go overboard. I do understand why people were mad at the war in Chirac when it first was created, because it made the deaths in Chicago seem like an episode of Dragon Ball Z. Now, one can argue that the rappers made it seem the same way as well. But for me, being in Chicago, born and raised here, I know it's certain ways that these rapping dudes that be in the streets, they can do stuff a certain way, and the civilians gotta conduct, like, we gotta carry ourselves a whole different way, because they the ones out here in the field doing whatever they doing, and we on the sidelines, and it's just certain ways you gotta be sensitive to it, especially due to the fact that these individuals are the family members. These individuals have family out here. They sons, brothers, dads, uncles, all of that, right? And one can argue that the individuals that are dying are that as well, all of that. But okay, whatever, right? But I'm just saying, I don't get this notion. I don't believe that Akademiks only picks on women. I really don't. Honestly, man, I think he attacks anybody who got a problem with him. Anybody that speaks negative on his name. Truthfully. I don't catch wind of everything Akademiks does or everything he makes. But for most of the time I'm seeing, people either get mad at his critique of their music and they go in. Some people have gotten mad at, they feel like, they never liked the war in Chirac and they thought it was wrong. Some people have gotten mad at his affiliation with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Some individuals have gotten mad at, I guess certain ways he addressed the topic. And they start coming at him crazy and he just simply responds. But yeah, I don't think it's just at women. I've seen him beef heavily with my son, right? I've seen him beef heavily with Freddie Gibbs. Say some of the most disrespectful stuff he could say to Freddie Gibbs, involving Freddie Gibbs' pregnant girlfriend and her being a porn star, etc., right? And then calling Freddie Gibbs the police, being a police father, being the son of a policeman, going in on Freddie getting beat up. Like, he really didn't clown Freddie Gibbs over the years. I've heard him talk crazy about Rory from the Joe Budden formerly Rory. He's now of the Rory and Maul podcast, but he used to be on the Joe Budden podcast. He didn't talk crazy about Rory. Got down on Rory, clown him out every chance he could get. He didn't clown Meek Mill out over and over and over again. Recently, I think they may have gotten back cool, but for years, him and Meek were at odds, and they were going at each other heavily. And Akademiks was not letting up. He wasn't pulling no punches, right? Recently, him and Lil Baby, he been going at Baby, clowning out Baby's music recently, calling it trash, calling it mediocre, calling it mid, even less than mid. I've seen him go at it with Sharp and Brick Baby from the No Jumper podcast. So I say that to say, Akademiks does not only like women as a target. I just think that when him and women get into it, it gets blown up more because it's on the Shade Room, etc. It goes more viral because these blog sites like the Shade Room that women predominantly visit and live on, right? They're gonna put it up when he get into it with what's the boy name? Saucy Santana, the gay guy, right? They're gonna put it up when the city girls and them take what's the word I'm looking for? They get pissed at a critique of his, or saying that Carisha Please should not have been winning an award for a podcast, and it shouldn't have. There's no way it should have beat out Drink Champs or nothing like that. It just is no way. I'm missing one other podcast too, but yeah, I don't think so, right? And I think he was telling the truth with that, But yeah, people, I think when he gets into it with the women, it's gonna go viral because it's gonna get on the blogs. The blog site's gonna post that. They're not posting when he get into it with my son and Freddie Gibbs and Meek Mill and Rory and Lil Baby. They don't never really post that at all. It never gets no traction, but because I live on YouTube and I watch YouTube like it's TV, I see this stuff all the time. I see all that back and forth, and I'm like, yo, Akademiks didn't been in conversations, being heated conversations with these dudes on the phone. He didn't throw shots here and there, so it's like I don't get that whole thing that he only said stuff to women, man. Honestly, because I see people say this, well, he don't have the same energy for men that he have with women. Like, oh, he be shouting and hollering and screaming at women. The only example I got of him in person shouting at a woman was when he was on a Fresh and Fit episode, when he was drunk, and he even admitted that he was out of line in that situation, right? And that's the only example I can think of. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. If he was any other time he was in person hollering and screaming, except some footage of him talking to a girl he was dating or something like that. And, you know, and I know he got a drinking problem, but I don't remember him other than that hollering and screaming on women like that. And, you know, all the situations with anybody has been on social media, on YouTube or whatever, on his Twitch stream, he going at people. But yeah, I think it's a false notion that he only holler and scream at women. He always attacking them. He attacks a lot of people who say stuff to him. And honestly, I'm gonna be real, y'all. If a woman say something crazy about me, I'm gonna go at her too, right? I'm not gonna always take the high road. I'm gonna go at her, and she wanna go low on me, I might just go lower. Okay, man, woman. Hey, listen, you almost said child. But listen, when you a teenager, you getting that smoke. 13 and up, you getting the smoke. You might even 12, you gonna get that heat. Because you're a little you close enough, you almost got that teen on your name. You close enough to just feel some real heat with some vicious words, okay? So yeah, man, woman, or teenager, close to preteen, you getting all that smoke. You talking shit on me, I'm going at you. Like when Erykah Badu was calling him Jerry from Tom and Jerry, and he get the call and got down on Erykah Badu. Personally, I wasn't mad because although I love Erykah Badu's music, she's very problematic. She's been cooning for a long time. Look it up. She basically was blaming the women. She was blaming the women in the R. Kelly situation, right? The young girls for how they dressed and how it could be tempting for a man. Basically blaming the victims, victim shaming, rather than getting on R. Kelly head. So she's very problematic, and just because she put on shea butter and light incense and don't use deodorant and sell her vaginal scent on the computer or whatever, that don't make her above anybody else or holier than thou or make her queen, goddess, mother. I don't give a fuck. Like, you go talking crazy about me, I'm gonna talk about your ass too. So watch out. You want to be funny and get clicks and talk crazy, I'm gonna go at you too. So in that sense, I understand it, right? Now again, I don't agree with everything he's done or everything he said. I won't agree with everything he does and says, but I just don't think that it's a fair assessment that he only attacks women, because I've just been seeing that a lot. I'm like, I don't think that's true from me observing what the man be out here doing and how he be getting into it with people and who he gets into it with. You know, I don't find it to be true. Somebody else might think differently, but me, I'm like, nah, man, he's an equal opportunist. Excuse me. He's an equal opportunist when it comes to handing out verbal smoke, verbal lashings. Seriously. And I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear that. They're like, yo, you love Akademiks. Nah, man, listen, I respect the man's hustle. I watched him go from doing something that I'm doing like this. He wasn't even on camera, and he developed an audience that would listen to anything he put out, that will follow him wherever. And he has a tremendous following. He plays the video games live, talk to people, had rappers coming and interviewing him. And honestly, he got a strong voice in hip hop culture, whether people like it or not. And he was doing that from his mama house or something like that. And then got him all type of his own spot, all type of stuff off of just a hustle, drive, a vision, and being witty, being creative, being himself in a lot of ways, and taking a chance, which is what I'm out here trying to do. So I gotta respect that, man. But so that's just my opinion. But I don't think he just only go at women. He went at everybody. And some of these dudes he went at was street dudes who, if they see him, it's gonna be smoke. And some people feel like, oh, he'll run and hide, and he probably will call the police and all of that for sure. He probably will do that. But what I'm saying is that he's verbal. He don't give out verbal lashings just to women. He going at it with dudes who got street backgrounds, got street dudes around them, who he knows and spent a nice amount of time in jail, and he's still coming at them with animus and going at them, clowning them out, calling them every name in the book for all type of reasons, calling them the police, snitches, all type of stuff. And he does it, with really no regard, for real. So it ain't just the women. He's giving out the smoke to the men too. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.